Greetings out there in internet land. John Banks Jr. here with a brief message coming at you. Just wanted to touch base with y'all and let y'all know the haps of the day. Today turned out to be an unusual morning because when I went to get on the prayer call, every time I dialed the number, it was no connection. Now, I've had issues before, and I may have done a video about how I just don't understand my problem with machines. Machines just seem to work when they want to work, and when I'm looking for them to work, they decide they're not going to work, whether it's a computer, a laptop, a cell phone, or a cordless phone. I actually had to go out and buy a set of set of cordless phones because the set that I had, one died, and then the other started just turning off by itself. I mean, just it would go off, and I couldn't have that happen. So that the last time it did that, I just went straight out and purchased another set of phones. Then it seemed like I was having problems with that phone. Like, one thing that I've learned is that if I have the speaker phone on and I'm pushing pushing the buttons to make a call, if only on certain calls now, not on all calls, just on certain calls that I make, when I would be making a call, when the tone would be, it would seem like the tone would be picked up by the speaker, and it would cancel out or something and would not connect. It was almost like it was not reading the sound or something. I don't know what was going on. And the way I determined that is I would take the phone off the speaker and then dial the number, and it would connect. Go figure. And that only happens sometimes, because sometimes I forget that I can't do that and do it and realize the call went through. But anyway, this morning, I'm trying to get on the prayer warrior call at 6 o'clock, and it's just going no place, no connection. I switched phones because I still have the one cordless phone that of the set that was suddenly dropping and dying out of all of a sudden by itself. It's still working. So I tried to use that phone, still nothing. And so I kept trying, and eventually I did get a recording, and the recording was letting me know that because I had my phone number blocked, I was not going to be able to connect with the call. Now, I knew I didn't have my phone number blocked from caller ID. Why would I do that? I want people to know who's calling when I call. Yeah. So, and I didn't know that was an issue with the system, that if you have your phone number blocked, you can't use it. Well, anyway, still couldn't connect. So I went on the internet trying to find out if anyone was having the same problem or if it was just me and my electronics again. So I found out that some other people were having an issue, and I continue to keep trying and praying and believing, because I had learned from experience, because something similar had happened previously, maybe a month or so ago, where I was on the prayer warrior call, and just as we were about to have our final prayer, my line just dropped. So I'm thinking, okay, it's this crazy phone again, and I'm trying to dial in, and I can't get in, and I go on the internet, and I continued my prayer anyway, and I just thought that there was an issue. Nobody was getting in, and later on I found out that had I continued to keep trying to call, I would have eventually gotten through. So this time around, I decided, well, I'm just going to keep praying and keep trying to get through. And then eventually I got through, and was able to get on the call, and we were discussing about the fact that we were talking about, having the whole armor of God on, being in a spiritual war, being in warfare, preparing ourselves to do battle, and how this was coming about. And it was almost like we had to do battle for it. And I began to share this with a friend of mine during a discussion today, and it suddenly dawned on me that although people love to blame the devil for things, and I have always had this, I don't know, it just doesn't sound appropriate to, it's what it is I don't even want to give the adversary any kind of thought or respect, or because it's like you're giving that individual respect by mentioning that this is something that the devil did. No, no, I just believe that God, like he did with Job, allows things to happen to test us, to try us, to prove us. And that in this case, the telephone was allowed, the system was allowed to not allow us in because it's like the separation of the chaff and the wheat. Some people probably tried to get on and say, "Oh, can't get on. I guess I'll go back to sleep," and went back to sleep. Others probably say, "Well, no prayer call today. I guess I'll go fix something to eat." Whatever, whatever. But those warriors, the prayer warriors, knew that we could pray through and we would connect, and we did. So many times God is testing us, and we want to say it's the devil. The devil's doing this, the adversary's doing this. I thank God for the test, because not only do they show us where we may be lacking, but they show how much honest faith we have in what we're doing. If we are sincere about what we're doing, it comes shining through, and you just feel so good about it, because when you realize that you've overcome the obstacle or whatever it was, because I've mentioned this before, that obstacles come into our lives, and when I get an obstacle, it increases my determination to get through it or go around it or go over it or under it somehow, because I believe that on the other side of that obstacle, there's something great waiting for me. So have an abundantly blessed life, and I will be back. Peace. God bless.